You are going to wake up tomorrow morning. The alarm will violently ring, and absolutely nothing in your pathetic life will have changed. Let that terrifying, suffocating reality sink deep into your bones for just a second. You will drag yourself out of the exact same bed. You will look into the exact same mirror, staring at the exact same exhausted, defeated eyes. You will walk out the door to deal with the exact same toxic people, the exact same soul-crushing job, and the exact same overwhelming feeling that you are entirely, hopelessly trapped. And what will you do about it? Nothing. You will do absolutely nothing, because you have mastered the most dangerous, destructive psychological trick in human history: the illusion of tomorrow. Tomorrow is a brilliant, beautiful lie. It is the ultimate, universally accepted excuse for cowards. You violently sedate your anxiety tonight by whispering to yourself, "I will start tomorrow. I will set the boundary tomorrow. I will finally walk away tomorrow." But tomorrow never actually arrives, does it? It is a mirage in the desert. A fake finish line that constantly moves every single time you take a step. The system absolutely loves that you believe in tomorrow. Because as long as you are waiting for the sun to rise to make a move, the system owns your entire night. If you do not violently strangle the concept of tomorrow right here, right now, in the dark, you are signing a permanent contract with your own misery. This is not a motivational speech. This is an emergency intervention. Let's perform a brutal autopsy on your excuses. You desperately tell yourself that you are just waiting for the right moment. You are waiting until you have more money, more confidence, more support from the very people who are actively trying to keep you down. Listen to the absolute madness of that logic. You are waiting for the prison guards to hand you the keys to your own cell. They are never going to hand you the keys. They built the cell specifically for you. They profit massively from your compliance. Perfectionism is not a standard of high quality. Perfectionism is just fear wearing a very expensive suit. You obsess over every tiny detail. You overplan. You overcalculate. Because as long as you are planning, you don't actually have to step into the arena and risk getting punched in the face. But out here in the real, unforgiving world, the messy executioner always defeats the perfect planner. The person who steps into the dark blindfolded, moving with raw, aggressive instinct, will completely obliterate the person who is still sitting on the couch drawing a map. You think your hesitation protects you. You think playing it safe keeps you from getting hurt. But playing it safe is the exact reason you are slowly dying inside. A ship is perfectly safe in the harbor, but that is not what a ship was built for. And you were not built to quietly rot in the comfort of their expectations. Now, I want you to confront the ghosts in your room. Look at the people you are so desperately trying to please before tomorrow morning. Your family, your friends, your colleagues. You twist your spine into agonizing shapes. You bite your tongue until it literally bleeds. You shrink your massive, roaring potential into a tiny, digestible box so they don't feel intimidated by your presence. And what is the grand reward for your endless sacrifice? Do they worship the ground you walk on? Do they fiercely defend your name in rooms you haven't entered? No, they simply expect more. They treat your heavy sacrifices as their basic entitlement. They consume your premium energy and then have the audacity to complain that you are not shining bright enough for them. Here is the darkest, most liberating truth you will ever swallow. Nobody is coming to save you, because nobody actually cares. They are all completely consumed by their own chaotic, miserable little lives. Their opinions of you are fleeting, shallow, and entirely based on what they can extract from you. The moment you realize that the audience you are performing for is completely empty, that is the exact moment the chains fall off. Why are you so terrified of disappointing people who are a constant, massive disappointment to themselves? If you skip this realization tonight, I can accurately predict exactly how the rest of your life will unfold. You don't need a psychic. You just need to look at the undeniable mathematics of human behavior. You will tolerate a little more disrespect tomorrow. Just a little. You will swallow one more insult. You will agree to one more thing you absolutely hate. Because, it's not a big deal. But a million not a big deals eventually pile up to create a mountain that crushes your chest. You are suffering from the boiling frog syndrome. The water temperature is slowly, methodically rising, and because it isn't burning you instantly, you comfortably sit there and let yourself be cooked alive. The most dangerous people in your life are not the ones who violently attack you in the street. They are the ones who quietly, persistently, and politely cross your boundaries every single day until you have absolutely no boundaries left. You must develop an extreme, borderline aggressive allergy to disrespect. It must trigger an immediate, chilling, and lethal response from your soul. The first time someone tries to hand you their toxic garbage, you don't politely decline. You shatter the plate they handed it to you on. That is not being cruel. That is establishing a psychological perimeter that absolutely no one is allowed to breach. Let's talk about the midnight panic. The 3 a.m. stare at the ceiling. You know exactly what I am talking about. When the screens are off, when the distractions have completely failed, and the heavy silence of the night forces you to be entirely alone with your own mind. That is when the truth hunts you down. Your mind starts replaying all the what ifs. What if I had walked away? What if I had spoken up? What if I had bet on myself instead of betting on their fragile promises? The anxiety that grips your throat at 3 a.m. is not a medical condition. It is your raw, authentic self desperately trying to break out of the straitjacket you put it in. It is the brilliant, terrifying monster inside you roaring against the bars of the cage. Most people reach for a pill, a drink, or a glowing screen to violently silence that roar. They drug their own potential just so they can go back to sleep and be a good, productive citizen in the morning. I am telling you right now, weaponize the panic. Let it burn. Let the anxiety fuel a massive, uncontrollable fire of pure disgust for your current situation. Disgust is the most powerful catalyst for human evolution. When you are finally, truly, absolutely disgusted with your own weakness, that is the exact moment you become dangerous. The world desperately wants you to believe that peace is found in compliance. They sell you a lifestyle of quiet desperation, wrapping it in the illusion of safety. But look closely at the safe people. Look at the ones who never broke a rule, never raised their voice, never aggressively defended their own territory. They are the most miserable, medicated, deeply resentful creatures on this entire planet. True peace is never, ever handed to you. It is conquered. It is violently extracted from the chaos. You only find true peace when you have established a perimeter so incredibly strong that the world outside wouldn't dare to cross it. You must transition from the prey to the apex predator of your own reality. Predators do not ask for permission to eat. They do not apologize for their hunger. They see what is required for their survival, and they execute with absolute, chilling precision. Your survival requires the immediate execution of your doubts. It requires you to look at the pathetic, manipulating figures in your life and mentally demote them to absolute irrelevance. You don't even have to fight them. You just have to stop actively fueling their existence with your attention. There is a massive structural shift about to happen in your brain. I can almost hear it clicking into place right now. You are finally realizing that every single thing you ever feared was just a projection, a shadow cast by a very tiny, insignificant obstacle. The fear of rejection? Let them reject you. Their tables are full of poisoned food anyway. The fear of failure? Fail massively. Fail so loudly that it shakes the ground, because a colossal failure is infinitely more respectable than a cowardly success. You are standing at the absolute edge of tomorrow morning. The sun is going to rise regardless of what you do. The only variable in this entire cosmic equation is who you are going to be when the light hits your face. Are you going to put the heavy, suffocating mask back on? Are you going to carefully practice your fake smile in the mirror, rehearsing the lies you will tell your boss, your partner, your friends? Or are you going to walk out that door like a ghost who has finally realized it can walk right through walls? Untouchable, unreadable, entirely unpredictable. This is the ultimate, non-negotiable ultimatum. You needed to hear this urgently, because your time is violently running out. The universe is pulling the final string. If you close your eyes and go back to sleep after hearing this, the system wins. The parasites win. The comfortable, familiar hell you live in becomes your permanent, inescapable reality. But if you absorb this, if you let these heavy, ironclad words rewire your nervous system, tomorrow morning will not be just another Tuesday. It will be the absolute, terrifying dawn of a brand new empire. You will not react. You will dictate. You will not explain. You will execute. You will look at the people trying to control you, and your cold, dead silence will make them completely shatter. The old you is dead. Do not try to resuscitate a corpse. Leave it in the dark where it belongs. Now, close your eyes. Take one final, heavy breath of the old air. And when you open them, let the absolute chaos begin. So the sun comes up. It is the tomorrow morning you have been terrified of. The alarm rings, but this time you do not hit snooze. You stand up and the air in the room already feels violently different. Because today, you are not wearing the mask. Today, you are walking out the door with the cold, heavy realization that your entire past was just a training ground for this exact moment. And immediately, the world is going to test you. The system does not like it when a slave suddenly remembers how to unlock their own chains. You will walk into your environment, and the energy vampires will immediately sense the shift. They will look at your eyes, and they will not see the usual, pathetic compliance. They will see a fortress. They will throw a minor inconvenience your way. They will dangle a toxic piece of gossip. They will try to trigger your anxiety just to make sure their remote control is still working. Do you know what you are going to do? You are going to look right through them. You are going to treat their desperate attempts for attention like a speck of dust on your shoe. And you are going to watch their entire psychological structure collapse in real time. Let's analyze their absolute panic. When a manipulator realizes that their favorite, most reliable power source has suddenly been unplugged, they go through a very predictable cycle. First, they will play the victim. They will aggressively ask you, "What is wrong with you today? Why are you being so difficult?" They want you to immediately apologize and shrink back into your comfortable little box. If you remain perfectly silent, if you refuse to offer them a single, desperate explanation, they will move to step 2, the smear campaign. They will run to the crowd. They will passionately tell everyone how incredibly cold, arrogant, and selfish you have become overnight. They will paint a masterpiece of lies just to protect their fragile egos from the fact that you simply stopped playing their game. This is the exact moment where the old version of you would have broken. The old you would have rushed to defend your reputation. You would have exhausted yourself trying to prove you are a good person. But not today. Let them whisper. Let them gossip. Let them build an entire religion out of hating you. Because a king does not step off his throne to argue with the peasants throwing mud at the castle walls. You must learn to aggressively starve them of your reaction. Emotional starvation is the most brutal, effective tactic in dark psychology. People who feed on drama cannot survive in a vacuum of silence. They need your anger. They need your tears. They need your frantic, defensive text messages. It gives them absolute validation that they still exist, that they still matter in your world. When you withdraw that reaction entirely, you essentially erase them from your reality. You reduce them to absolute nothingness. Imagine their frustration when they throw their sharpest knife at you, and it completely shatters against the iron wall of your indifference. They are standing there, empty-handed, looking incredibly foolish. You do not owe anyone a piece of your peace. Your energy is a premium, highly exclusive currency. And from this morning forward, the bank is permanently closed to anyone who has not violently earned the right to stand in your presence. But what about the loneliness? The heavy, suffocating isolation that comes when you start clearing out the toxic waste from your life. Society has successfully terrified you into believing that being alone is a punishment. They made you terrified of the empty room, so you would constantly accept the company of emotional parasites just to avoid the quiet. I need you to reframe that isolation immediately. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is an incredibly expensive luxury. It is the necessary brutal forge where weak minds are completely dismantled and titans are constructed. When you sit in the silence, you are no longer distracted by the chaotic, meaningless noise of other people's expectations. You are finally forced to confront the only voice that actually matters, your own. You sit in the dark, you look your deepest fears dead in the eye, and you do not blink. You endure the withdrawal. You let the poison completely flush out of your system. And when you finally emerge from that isolation, you are completely untouchable. Because when someone has learned how to comfortably survive completely alone, they can never, ever be blackmailed with the threat of abandonment again. The tragedy of human existence is that most people will never experience this level of absolute freedom. They will spend 70 or 80 years running on a treadmill, desperately chasing a carrot they will never catch, while the people holding the stick laugh at them. They will die with a chest full of what-ifs and a heart entirely consumed by regret. They will never know what it feels like to completely own their own mind. You were exactly on that path until last night. You were scheduled to be just another tragic statistic in a world full of walking dead. But you violently hijacked your own destiny. You chose the painful truth over the comfortable lie. You chose the heavy crown of responsibility over the light, pathetic chains of compliance. The people who try to drag you down are simply mourning the death of the easy, manipulatable version of you. Hold a funeral for that version in your mind, bury it deep, and never visit the grave. So look around you right now. The morning has arrived. The old excuses are dead. The perimeter is fully secured. You are breathing entirely different air. The frantic, desperate anxiety of trying to fit in has been completely replaced by the chilling, unshakable calm of someone who has violently taken the wheel. Let the world continue to play its pathetic little games. Let the clowns perform in their circus. Let the sheep eagerly line up for the slaughter. You are no longer a participant. You are the architect. You observe the chaos, you extract the lessons, and you use their own predictable psychology to build an empire they could never even dream of. Do not ever apologize for the monster you had to become to survive their madness. Wear it, weaponize it, own it. The illusion is officially over. Welcome to the reality you violently forged with your own two hands. Now, make them watch you reign.